true today also, but today the combined experience is over a century plus tens of thousands of surgery also. So thank you that we have a combined experience of so much surgeries as well. And thank you, sir, for bringing out the problems of the nursing homes. One of the main problems, I mean, code, etc., we can talk about, but most of these hospitals or nursing homes did not start off as hospitals or nursing homes. They were built as residences, they may have built up as something else. It was possibly never intended as a hospital. And when you are building even a small hospital, there are certain norms to be met, which are never met with most of the nursing homes which we see. These buildings do not have the engineering inputs. They do not have the advice of fire safety experts. And more dangerous, as the Vivek Vihar tragedy showed us, more dangerous is the additions which happen later after the hospital takes it over. That is what killed those people there. That is how the fire spread. The fire started in the second floor or above. And how did it come down? Because of the extension which was made up of flammable materials. So we are not actually, the problem is not just not following the code, sir. The problem is that we are not thinking of fire safety. We are not considering it as something which is very important. We think it is expensive. Sometimes, our thought is that it is expensive. Fire safety is expensive. How many of us can go to a car manufacturer, a car showroom and say, do I have an option without the seatbelts? How much does a seatbelt cost? Do I have an option? We don't have an option. It comes with the car. Fire safety comes with the business. It has to come with hospital safety. It's not an additional cost. It is something which is inbuilt. That is one. Second is about many of these hospitals have fire extinguishers. They are there. But without even one person who knows how to operate these fire safety systems, they are just decorative, nice red things on the wall, nothing else. They are never going to be used. And even if the training happens, it is for the security guard, who is supposed to come from wherever he is and to put out the fire. None of the staff members, this is coming from experience of some hospitals, sir. They, unfortunately, even if it is present, they are not. There is basic lack of training. And also lack of disaster management planning. All of our panelists have mentioned the need for good planning. There is no planning, that is one thing. The planning is in paper, and even if there are plans, there are hardly any test of these plans. How do you test a plan? It is by mock drills. Evacuation drills, as Abhay sir said, you cannot evacuate a hospital, but at least you should have these drills. Even if it is simulation exercises, you have to do this. You have never have considered the possibility that there is a fire. And mock drills are not, I must point out here, many of the demonstrations, Delhi Fire Service, NDRF, various state disaster response force, they do demonstrations. They come to the hospital, they do demonstrations. But that is not a mock drill. A mock drill is a test of your disaster management plan. The other thing is a demonstration. We should differentiate the two. I worry that when somebody says that we have done 100 mock drills, I think it is 100 demonstrations, not 100 drills where we have tested the plan of that facility, whichever that is, hospital or a school or an institution. It's very, very important to differentiate between these things. The core issue is not infrastructure. There is a systemic neglect of fire safety as a healthcare responsibility. There is a lot more to be done by the management, and it is not always costly. That is where I'll rest, my points, that it is not always costly. Training doesn't take a lot of cost. Doing drills doesn't take a lot of cost. This Vivek Vihar sir, R.C. Sharma sir, had done an assessment, and he had written that the nurses could have been heroes by saving those children, but they could not, they evacuated themselves. In AMRI, we talk about 90 people dying. How many staff members died? 2. The rest were patients or bystanders. So the staff made their exit early, which is scary. And somebody was saying that is, this is the new generation. No, it is just because that we have not trained them. They have not practiced enough. That is why they are, evacuating, because they don't understand what exactly is to be done. And for that, a lot of planning, a lot of practice is required. So it's not always very costly. There are many things nursing homes can do which will save lives in future fires. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Hari. I think it was well articulated in a very short time. Some of the things which probably need to be mentioned here is mixed occupancy. This hospital, the Baby Care Hospital in Vivek Vihar, was having an oxygen cylinder filling facility at ground level. The oxygen cylinder started exploding when the fire was there, and one of the cylinder went across the road, about 30-meter road, fell into the IIT Vivek Vihar and started the fire there. Many of the buildings nearby, they were almost huge cracks because of the explosions, cylinder hitting different things. Some other cars and scooters parked there, they were burned. Now oxygen has got a problem. So mixed occupancy, hospitals mean they should be really in a way so that if something goes wrong, people should be able to escape, means of escape. Smoke problem is one thing. Next thing is the change of occupancy, he has mentioned correctly. Yes, if this residential thing cannot be fit for a hospital or a nursing home, because means of escape have to be accordingly there. The fire extinguishing media, you see in the picture a dry chemical power extinguisher was operated in a hospital fire, and an electrical fire, perfectly right. But if these 5 patients were in a condition they were not able to get up, bedridden, and the fire was controlled and this DCP was extinguisher was used, that environment having that much of powder, where the people are assisted by oxygen, if they are inhaling that powder, what will happen to their life? Will they survive? I don't know. So these are the things. When we select something in a particular area for firefighting, again we have to take care of those things as well. So many things are there. Are we prepared? Are we aware of what is to be done? One more thing was just to mention is the centrally air-conditioned premises. In hospital or anything else. If it's a centrally air-conditioned premises, mind it, it's going to be a very big problem. Because invariably we don't have the means of taking out the smoke or smoke management. It is not planned into that. Many of the buildings which are there, maybe in future buildings, and this is under revision, things may come up. But so far, many of the facilities, even including hospitals, they don't have built-in smoke management. If there is a fire, can they take out the smoke? AMRI hospital basement was involved in fire, and smoke spread to all the upper floors. 93 people died. So if that planning was done, compartmentation was mentioned by everybody else up there. So if that was done sincerely and followed, nobody would have died probably. So now, these are the areas which we have to, I think, look into, and we have to be very serious about it. What is to be done? To know about the extinguisher, their operation, which is to be used for what? Switching out of the power supply. I think that is the first thing in case of electrical fire. If the doctor could switch off the power supply, nothing would have gone forward to that extent. So this is either it happens automatically by tripping mechanism, or you do it physically. So these are the things to be told to everybody else. And oxygen-rich atmosphere, and you have sanitizers, which is also available inside. So in that condition, in a maybe ICU or maybe COVID facilities and all that, that is a big problem. So we have to look into those areas also. So this is all from there. I think panelists, we should thank them for deliberating it in a proper manner in the short time. You can have 5 minutes of questions if anybody is here to say anything. Please. Things are over from this panel exercise. Please.
Ito,